This reminds me of an interesting story that my friend, my really good friend, had, and that was surprising to me because we'd been very close for a number of years, and he never told me this, but eventually he did, and he wasn't like withholding it, but it's just interesting that it never came up before like 10 years of close friendship. But when he was much younger, he became interested in astral projection, which is sending your consciousness beyond your physical body into the astral plane, which is something that the yogis talk about, of like maybe that's some sort of post-life thing. It's like your soul goes to like different astral realms, and then you spend some time there, and maybe you come back to this one in a different body or whatever. Anyway, all of that is a bit beyond my my scope, but some people are actually able to astrally project, which is to send their consciousness into the astral plane. And so I don't exactly know how he became aware of this. Maybe it was through philosophy courses. He was taking philosophy in university, but he became very interested in doing this. And so he started uh, just lying on the couch and just keep saying with full conviction, I'm going to astrally project. I'm going to astrally project. I'm going to astrally project. And he just kept saying it and kept doing it. And eventually, through repetition, it happened. And he astrally projected, and he left his body, and he saw his physical body in like below him. And then I don't exactly know what else happened, but the whole thing was it freaked him out, that it worked, even though it's what he wanted. I'm not sure he fully expected it to actually happen, but it did. And then he never wanted it to happen again, I think. And he
Huh.
became scared that it would happen of its own accord, or maybe it did happen of its own. I think it
Dude.
did start happening of its own accord when he was like sleeping, and so he would astrally project, and then he was like, now it's not within my control anymore. Now I'm just astrally projecting, and I don't really like it. So then he actually developed a weed smoking habit and started smoking weed like quite regularly every day so that it wouldn't happen. And apparently that was something that prevented its occurrence.
Yeah, I have a story that you just reminded me of that I've never told before. And I almost hesitate to tell it because I don't want to give it any energy.
Mm.
But it's just so similar to what you just said, which is I would lie on the couch after school and I would stare at the ceiling, and I would I had been able to project patterns on the back of my eyelids, and that's not uncommon, closed eye visualizations. Although at the time I thought it was like some special power or something, and then I realized, like, what if I can do that on my with my eyes open? What if I can control that? Like, what if I can project onto the ceiling? And so I kept at it for a little too long, and it happened. And I projected an orange dot on the ceiling, and then I quickly realized, oh no, this could go horribly wrong. I do not want this power, and I turned it off, and I never looked back on it.
Yeah, isn't that fascinating? Wow, thank you for sharing that.
Because the dot was like growing and growing, and I was like, oh fuck, this could go horribly wrong.
I could live in an orange world before long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Like, I think we give ourselves more liberty like that when we're younger, that we really fully believe in our ability to do something like that. And then we actually do it.
Weird and Worthwhile Podcast.